Oh, whoopee, 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 whoopee. Oh my God. When I read this, I said to myself, I have to comment on this. And when I watched Whoopi Goldberg say what she had to say, I said, I have to comment on this. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it and then watch my video or whatever you prefer. She said that the Holocaust had nothing to do with race, that it had everything to do with just inhumanity amongst white people against another white group of people. So let me give you some texture here of to what I'm about to say because I have a long history on this subject. I went to all boys Catholic high school. I grew up in an all white neighborhood up here, the northern burbs of Chicagoland. Raised Catholic, all boys Catholic high school, and had some Jewish friends growing up as well. When I was going to college, I needed 3 extra credits in college to graduate. There was a class called the Studies of the Holocaust, the Studies of Nazism. It was a video class. And every Wednesday night, I'll never forget it, for 3 hours, for 3 months, I had to go to this class. And it affected me so profoundly back then and for the rest of my life because I had a deep, deep, profound understanding of the Holocaust, of the genocide, of Nazism, of the teachings of Adolf Hitler, of his book that he wrote called Mein Kampf, which I'm going to talk about. The Holocaust was a very deliberate annihilation of a group of people that he referred to as something way different than Jewish people. And I'm going to try not to be offensive here in some of the things I'm going to say because it's just all so disturbing. And to see a host of The View, The View is a TV show that is a high rated, number one highest rated show in its time slot. 2.3 million people on average are watching the show in any given day. So thank goodness Whoopi apologized right away and she's trying to do damage control here, try and use it as a teaching opportunity. And that's the only thing positive to come about this because I wouldn't be making this video right now if this didn't happen. And here I am going to school people and teach people. This was a deliberate act by Adolf Hitler to annihilate a whole group of people that he considered a race, the Jewish race. He even wrote about it in his book, which I'm going to show you here. The book is called Mein Kampf, if you've never heard of it. This is the chapter in Mein Kampf, which means my struggle. The chapter 11 is called Nation and Race. And he writes on here for hours and hours on end of writings about what I'm going to summarize here for you because I figured I'd just read it. Chapter 11, Nation and Race, Summary and Analysis. Hitler views the racial issue in terms of two people of different levels producing offspring that fall in between the high and low of the two parents. It's important for me to read this because people believe what I'm going to read for you to this day. Thousands and thousands, if not millions of people worldwide believe what I'm going to read to you today. And that's why this is so disturbing. Thus, the offspring tend to bring down the higher level. The stronger level does not dominate, and therefore the stronger must not be allowed to mate with the weaker. Racial mixing results in two things: a lowering of the higher level and deterioration in the physical and intellectual strength. He claims that all of mankind, meaning Adolf Hitler, all of mankind can be divided into 3 groups: the founders, the bearers, and the destroyers of culture. The Aryans are considered to be the founders of culture. The basis of culture is determined by the traits of the people. A race is culture bearing if it assimilates, I don't know what this bottom part here, assimilates the cultures of foreigners and then goes. That's a summary of chapter 11 in Mein Kampf. And again, for Whoopi to say what she said was just so ignorant. She's not a dumb person. She's a bright person. And she tried to ramble on and on saying that, you can spot a black person. White people spot other white people. She fails to realize that there are tons of Jewish people worldwide that are not white. She fails to realize that in Nazi Germany, they made the Jews wear Jewish stars on their clothing so they could be identified as Jewish. 6 million Jews were incinerated in Nazi death concentration camps. 1.5 million of them were children. They were gathered up and put in trains for hours and taken to these concentration camps and sat in these trains, sometimes for days. They would be stripped naked and put into holding cells, sometimes put into the gas chambers right away, and other times held for months on end and tortured. Scientific studies were done on them, and I could go on and on of the human atrocities that occurred, but I'll kind of end there because it's too horrible to even talk about. And I think my vlog here today really communicates what I'm trying to say here is use this as a teaching opportunity. If you learn something here today, and talk to other people, if you hear somebody say such an ignorant or stupid thing. The Germans were considered the great Aryan race, and that Aryan race, that mindset of German blood, blonde hair, blue-eyed, kind of like me, and ironically, I am a 33% German, 1/4% German, is so disgusting and so sad and so sick that, in the year 2022, a major influential TV star could say something so ignorant and so stupid a week after the Holocaust Remembrance Day. Wow. I'm not into big cancel culture and everything, so hopefully it can become like a therapy culture and it can be used as a learning opportunity. I still think Whoopie has a lot to learn. And, back in the day, I read all of Mein Kampf. I had to for this class, and I was floored. I couldn't believe what I was reading and what I was watching. Each class, every Wednesday night, they made us watch 2 to 3 hours worth of video footage of the Holocaust and then read Mein Kampf. It was unbelievable how strong, profoundly strong people's belief systems can become. They become brainwashed. If somebody's vulnerable for a week enough, you can get them to believe anything. You can get them to believe anything. I mean, anything. Some of that was going on after the elections of the last presidential election. Certain powers trying to get people to believe that the election was a fraud. That's a good example. There's people that bought into that. There's people that still buy into it. And just like that, there are still people believe that the Holocaust never happened and that the Aryan race is superior to all other races. So very sad, very sick. Just thought I'd put this video up today because I think it needed to be said. Not enough videos that I saw on YouTube on this subject took it from the perspective I just did, reading that chapter 11 summary. This doesn't happen by accident. This was well-organized, taught behavior. Hope you learned something today. If you did, please just give a thumbs up. I know it's not autism related. Not all of my videos are going to be autism related. Some of them are going to be news and topical. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Chad. I run KimMach7 here, which is an autism acceptance and awareness page. My son is 22 years old. He has autism about medium function. He was nonverbal to about age 7. He's doing very well. And please subscribe, please like, please give it a thumbs up, please put on that notifications bell because we get some more videos coming soon. And use this as an opportunity to teach others about everything that you learned today in this video. Take care. Much love to all. Spread love, spread happiness. Be kind to every brother and sister out there.